So everything that John set us up for, the licensure requirement, the ability to practice, all those things are same thing. I won't go back through them. One of the requirements is the class on ethics, legal, ethical, and professional standards in addiction services. Now, I understand there are no specific to addiction ethical standards. There are practice standards across a number of fields. So one of those is NADAC. It's the actual National Association of Drug Addiction.
Yeah, the National Association of Alcohol and Drug Abuse Counselors.
Thank you. And then that combined with social work NASW Code of Ethics, they cover the same types of things. The basically looking at competence, confidentiality, boundaries, and making good decisions using that framework. So, in setting this up, we did a welcome to the class. And inside that have the self-introduction, the course overview, structure and organization, and the calendar. So rather than have all these hanging out there out front, we made it into a little booklet. That was hard for me to get started, but that's where we were. And then again, we go through the syllabus, the course calendar, how to order your textbooks, how to register and log into MindTap. And then some of the problems that we encountered were when you bring MindTap up, which is the book that I'm using for this, you need to enable pop-up window, or it does not work. So the next piece that we have is for them to introduce themselves using VoiceThread. So this is a safe environment to start learning how to use VoiceThread. It's not graded, and Laura has put how to walk through this quite well. So it gives them an opportunity to practice with VoiceThread and get comfortable for some of the larger examples. So then we go to week one. So we have an overview of week one, have the same setup because all of these courses are going to be standardized so that once they get into the sequence of courses for addiction, they don't have to figure out how to navigate each course. All the courses will be set up following this standard. The coolest thing for me is you click on reading introduction. Use pray it really happens. I know. Very. Ideally, chapter 1 is going to open up, and they're going to be able to literally read while they're online. They can take notes. They can highlight. I've been playing with this. The learning example or learning objectives for each are in here. And throughout, there's highlighted or italics where they can actually look at definitions of material. So using two texts in this one. All of the Corey, and Corey are able to link directly into Blackboard. The Waffle is another text we're using. It's not linking in. Laura tried to help with that. Christine will check the publisher, and so we're just a little ahead of the game. To test their knowledge, because QM asked us to look at how their knowledge is progressing, how they're doing this. So these are not graded, but again, they can take these exams and see if they really are getting content. And self-inventory. These are graded for participation. And ideally, students would take in this self-inventory before going over the chapters. Okay? Gives them some idea of what they're thinking and how they think about their clients and their clients' well-being. Now, hopefully, if they're undecided or once they get finished with the chapter and the readings and assignments, they'll have a better understanding of practitioner's role.
Hey, Iris,
Yes.
Did they get feedback on how they did with the self-inventory? I mean, it shows, is there like, because there are different categories, and then their responses, is it like tally it?
As far as I know, it's for their self.
Okay, so it didn't come up like a score or something.
I don't think they have a score. There's a 3-point, yes, I participated in a scoring.
I meant just like an insight score.
Yeah,
like
I don't know. We can look at that because some of these you decide cases, they actually score at 10%. This is the ones that look like a decision tree. So, so we have a little blurb, and then they set up a scenario where you would go through and take your best shot at this, what you would do. So, and if you look at the top of it, you have what would you do outcome. So then when you've selected that, they're going to give you the outcome from your decision, what happens. This is really exciting and really cool, and this does give you a grade. So I'm the group facilitator, and I'm going to go with respect her decision. I'm going to let her make up her mind to do that. So right now I'm looking at the outcome again. It gives me some positive. This allows the group to further explore. So they set me up with an analysis to be able to reflect on this and what my decisions were. And then they keep going through this. At the end of the day here, it's actually going to give them 10 points for participation, but there is a percentage score, 100%, 90% of how they did correct. So, and that's a good idea. Check on the inventory to see if that how it does too.
Iris, on that, does it let them compare how they did the rest of the class?
No. Again, it's just strictly the way it's set up for their self-growth.
Resources from the publisher.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. And we're using 2 texts, so the other text isn't as integrative and user-friendly, doesn't give them that. So on the case study, I pulled out of WEFL. Sorry about that. Oh, no, not that. I actually pulled out Bonita, which is on page 55 of WEFL. That is a scenario that gives you a voice thread with Bonita. And I'm actually reading what is in their chapter that they could actually do themselves.
4-year-old.
So you don't have to listen to this. But this was pretty cool. It was as close as I could get to getting WEFL book integrated to the point that it was as much interactive as Corey and Corey. And you'll notice in this particular case has a terminal illness. So we're not focused in as much on addiction as such. Addiction might run down the same line, but it's still, how do you make that decision? What are you using? What are you putting in place to make that decision? So
do you have an ethical obligation to do anything to get her to reconsider her decision about refusing a treatment, the reasonable chance? Please post it.
So throughout this, asking questions that I want them to talk about, discuss, as opposed to voice thread and everything will be. And that has a rubric to go. Wait a minute. That has a rubric. So in the voice threads, the discussion board uses the rubric, and so does the. What we're really looking for, because I did take most of this from somebody who's been to this class, but looking at the quality of posts, not I agree with Bill. The relevance and the contribution to learning community. Are they helping other students to get engaged? Are they interacting? Do they have thoughts that they put out there that people can respond to, react to? So that was very important in keeping this together. Okay, so then the big discussion board is the assignment of law versus ethics. And this is the rubric for that. It is set up the same way their original voice was in the introduction and Benita, so they shouldn't have any problems with this, I hope. Something floated in and floated back out. Hopefully it'll come back. Supplemental information to tie it more into addiction. I posted a lot of the literature. Now, what I had done before we went through the module that dealt with copyright, I have actually put the article up there, the link just to click and get the article. Then I found out that it was copyright infringement. So I went back through all of these, linked them back into the online to be able to get this. Lots of resources.
2-minute warning.
Okay, lots of resources, both the Licensure Council on Accreditation Competency Social Work website, and someplace, but I can't find it, but someplace the Rice Library actually pulled in, okay, legal and ethical standards here. So they have put the standards, best practices. They actually have other resources and SAMHSA, and they also have state and federal statute in here as well. So nobody has to go look. The thing that I liked the best was, and that's simply because it's what kept me on track, got me through the online development process, is I could go to my grades and quickly see when something was due, did I have it or did I not have it? So went through this and made very sure that we had those together. Online, I think online classes take much more time to deal with. And if you know me, you know I pretty well think in little boxes. So, I compartmentalize things, and I think that I have all the instructions down appropriately and everything that's done. And I still spend so much time and energy interacting with students one-on-one. So what I'm really hoping is building in these interactions, and even under the office hours, that's set up for Zoom. I can literally, Laura and Christine, see and talk with students if they have an issue or a problem they want to address. So this course is so detailed that one of the pieces of feedback that I got back was I did not have what time zone. Yes, seriously. They told me I didn't have a time zone in here when I wanted them to turn things in. So as I look at this is the course event calendar, another section where everything is done, minutes due, what you need to do. Now, I'll do by 11:59 Central Standard Time. So I am very hopeful, and we will see how this turns out, because I've never taught an online course using all of these tools and the interaction abilities that I have learned from the IT folks that have done a great job. Questions? She's gonna cut me off here.
All right, thank you, Iris.
Thank you.